I think at the minute the players are very complacent because with injuries they know they're going to be playing every week, so they think, well, in my opinion, they're just thinking they can do as they will and then go to the World Cup and come back afterwards. I also think it's partially Potter's fault by playing the setup he did, trying to play Sterling deep instead of playing him into the box, where he obviously scored all of his goals for Man City, playing as a back post winger, dribbles from deep, not from close, not deep really. And I just think the decision to play four attackers, especially with Kai Havertz in the free role, where he's not really a prolific on the ball, doesn't score much, he can't really dribble the ball. Playing him in the free role instead of someone who sat on the bench like Christian Pulisic, who would have offered more, dropping deep, giving the run behind for someone like Jorginho, who in my opinion was way too isolated in the midfield. Like you said, he was playing in a 2-3-man midfield on his own essentially, because Loftus-Cheek wasn't offering any support. He was just getting bullied every time Xhaka and Partey came near him, and I don't really know what position Mason Mount was playing yesterday. He may as well have not been on the pitch for most part of it. I just think, like you said, he was very strangled. The setup wasn't great by Potter from the minute he kicked off. Leaving Kovacic, I know he was a bit of a knock, but leaving it until the 70th minute when we was clearly struggling at half-time, I think that kind of didn't really help.
Diallo,
Yeah,
who played his heart out in that pitch against Costa Rica in the last game, by far the best player on the pitch. And you have to think of, but is it now the time where obviously Thomas Muller's looking to retire? Is it now where Germany start looking to push for the golden generation again?
I think the entire performance was shocking. I like to highlight the one player in particular, being Bruno Fernandes. As a leader on that pitch yesterday, the captaincy in a big game, the game that, like Man United fans all say around the world, the game that at the start of the season they highlight on the calendars to watch and hope the players turn up, for someone to have the captaincy and to be falling around the floor complaining at his own teammates rather than trying to pick them up and push them ahead to try and convince them. At half time that game was still open. Anything could have happened once that second half started, and I think as soon as the second goal went in, he turned and just completely complained. He was diving on the floor. And you can't be doing that as a captain as Manchester United. When you're playing for that club and having that armband on, it's a big responsibility. And to see him, at one point I think there was him saying he was begging to come off the pitch at the one time when the goal went in.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's completely embarrassing. And if I was a Manchester United fan, I wouldn't want him to be my captain again.
Loss against Cameroon, I think a lot of people have like, if they're going to struggle with the depth against Cameroon, can Korea go out there and, give them a game? So I think with players coming back with Neymar now, they have to be at full strength. I think those players